This out of the way. We are preemptively changing this clutch out. This car that's too low for this lift. We've got a 850 super single in here. It seems to be okay for autocross, but third and fourth gear, if it's not warmed up, it slips a little. So we're worried about getting on the dyno and slipping. So we're gonna throw in a twin. We're doing it this week because we want a before and after dyno. Before being this engine, after being a different one. Some material in there.
Yeah, just a little.
All right, so we're at the end of the season here, and we realized the clutch is slipping in the S4, and it's about to get headed out to Rhode Island to actually get a different engine put in. So the car is a 2014 S4. It has the engine out of a 2017 S7, and then it has turbos off of an RS7. We did notice it's a little bit on the heavy side. It added about 150 pounds to the swap, and since this car is used for autocross racing, weight matters quite a lot. So we are going to be doing an engine swap, but we realized we don't really have any data on this 4-liter. We've never had it on a dyno. We've never done any quarter mile or 6130 pulls or anything like that. So our plan is, once it gets to Rhode Island where we're doing the swap, we're going to immediately do a before dyno, and then once the engine swap is done, we'll do an after. But in order to do that, we need a better clutch. But yeah, so we're going to finish this up, and then we're going to get this car out on the road a little bit, record some videos, just kind of do things while we still have the car in this configuration. Never really got to play around with it, but now that we've got a clutch in there that we think is going to hold, we're just going to have some fun and then send it off to Rhode Island and get a new engine in. Yeah, it's definitely working better than the single. So it was not slipping, and the single slipped like right away when we were taking it out on the first test drive. Basically the same conditions which the used up single was slipping in. So used or new, the single seems to slip in third and fourth, just can't take the torque from this, but the dual, the twin is definitely working better.
So it's worth all the effort?
So, I would say so. I have full confidence that this is going to do a full dyno pull to get our before and after numbers. So, and it's really easy to load on the trailer right now because it slips beautifully. Maybe we won't stall it like 3 times like we did at the Spooky Cross. And he was taking the video and she was like, "Here, Like, I restarted 3 times. So the next thing, we've never done this before, but we've had a lot of requests. But everybody wants to know, can this car spin donuts?
Does it seem sketchy?
I'll let you know after I start. That person's leaving it.
I would prefer them to be gone so there's no running out here and like, hey, don't do that. I'd rather just like they show up tomorrow, there's skid marks, like, I don't know what happened.
That was a good one.
That was good. All right, that's a good enough. I dip it.
All right, we did it. Donuts were a success. I would go as far as to call them cyclones. Last thing before we send it off to Rhode Island, we've got to know what the quarter-mile time is. No idea how that's going to go. This car is really not set up for that, but and it's cold out, so I don't think I'm going to hook. I'm running street tires. I'm not on a prep surface, so whatever. We're just going to use the draggy and see how things go. At least have some kind of benchmark to what the new engine is going to be doing. So tomorrow, we're gonna take the car out to Rhode Island and we're gonna drop it off at M2 Motor Technic. He's gonna be doing the engine swap for us and we're gonna get that before dyno right away as soon as we get there, and then head back here. This car is a torque monster. So we've been having people guess over the last few days about what exactly it's made. And we've gotten some people that are in the ballpark on the horsepower. I've been telling people since I put the engine in that I think it's about 650 wheel horsepower just based on what other people have made with similar setups. but nobody is even close to the torque, and specifically like the distribution between power and torque. So 650 horsepower and 877 torque. That is like a stupid amount of torque. And it comes on really early, which explains a whole lot of things about this season, why the car is so fast out of the hole, why the car breaks so many axles. And then the torque basically just falls off at the higher RPMs, and the power just goes with it. And we end up with like, we were only making like 425 horsepower at like 7,000 RPM, and we rev this thing to like 76. We didn't even dyno that far because Mario shut it down. He was like, it didn't feel good. So I'm sure we're floating valves. It's felt bad up there at the rev limiter, and it totally makes sense now. But yeah, this thing's a monster, and if I had known exactly what this power and torque curve looked like, I would have definitely been short shifting on my 60 to 130 and quarter mile pulls, but live and learn. So we're definitely gonna have perfect data going into next season with the new engine. And if you wanna try to guess what it is, it's probably not that hard to guess. Go ahead and put it in the comments. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we will keep you updated as the engine swap progresses.